Welcome back to the Valuable Coins HD, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Have you ever thought about how a simple coin like a quarter could be worth more than just its face value? Well, today, we're going to uncover the story of a coin that might just surprise you, the 2020 United States State Quarter Dollar. While you may have seen these quarters in your pocket or change jar, this particular series has some surprising value if you know what to look for. Stick around until the end, because you won't believe just how much this quarter can be worth. The year 2020 may seem recent, but it marked an important milestone in the series of state quarters that the U.S. Mint has been releasing since 1999. For decades, the State Quarters program has been one of the most popular coin series ever produced, with each state getting its own quarter designed to celebrate its unique history, culture, and landmarks. And just like previous years, 2020 brought new additions to this series, but there's something extra special about the quarters released in that year. To fully understand the value of the 2020 State Quarter Dollar, it's essential to look at the specific coins released during that year. In 2020, the United States Mint issued the final state quarters for the America the Beautiful series. These quarters, which represent national parks, monuments, and historical sites, highlight the rich diversity of the nation's natural and cultural heritage. In 2020, the states featured included Weir Farm in Connecticut, Salt River Bay in the U.S. Virgin Islands, the National Park of American Samoa, and the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site in Alabama. Each coin is a tribute to the unique stories these locations tell about the United States. What sets the 2020 state quarters apart from earlier years, however, is that these coins were part of the final releases in a long-running series that has captured the hearts of collectors for more than 2 decades. Once these quarters were produced, the State Quarters program came to an end, making them even more desirable to collectors who want to complete their collections. But let's talk about what really makes these quarters worth more than their original face value. While millions of these coins were minted and are still found in circulation today, the ones that are most valuable to collectors are those that have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition. Like many coins, the more perfect the condition, the higher the value. Most of the 2020 state quarters that circulated in everyday transactions have likely picked up some wear and tear along the way. However, coins that have been carefully preserved, stored in airtight cases, or even just handled minimally are much rarer, and much more valuable. Coin collectors are especially eager to get their hands on high-quality, uncirculated coins. A quarter that's free from scratches, discoloration, or any signs of use can be considered a prized find. And if your 2020 state quarter features any unique features, such as a minting error, the value could go up even further. Mistakes happen during the minting process, and some errors can make a coin even more appealing to collectors. These could be things like off-center strikes, double dies, or other unusual imperfections that set a coin apart from the rest. What's even more fascinating is that there are some special variants within the 2020 quarters that can make them even rarer and more valuable. For example, there are some limited edition proof and silver versions of these coins that were released to collectors in special sets. These versions were made with a higher level of detail and often have a shiny, mirror-like finish. Because of their limited availability and superior quality, these special editions can command much higher prices than the standard circulating quarters. So, how much could a 2020 state quarter dollar be worth? If you have an uncirculated quarter in pristine condition, or better yet, a rare variant or one with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than its 25-cent face value. And here's the incredible part: if you have one of these special quarters, it could be worth as much as $76,000. Yes, you heard that right, $76,000. It's hard to believe that a quarter minted just a few years ago could fetch such a high price, but in the world of coin collecting, condition, rarity, and historical significance can drive a coin's value through the roof. Now, you may be wondering how to go about determining whether you have one of these valuable quarters. The first step is to inspect the coin closely. Look for any signs of wear, such as scratches, fading, or discoloration. If it still looks as crisp and shiny as the day it was minted, you might have a winner on your hands. Next, Check for any unusual features that might indicate a minting error. If you spot something unique, don't hesitate to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. Companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can give you a precise value based on its condition and rarity. In addition to the potential for high value, the 2020 state quarters hold a special place in the history of American coinage. With the conclusion of the America the Beautiful series, these coins represent the final chapter of a groundbreaking program that allowed collectors to engage with the story of the United States in a way that no other coin series has. These quarters are more than just money. They're a reflection of the country's diverse heritage, natural beauty, and historical landmarks. To sum it all up, the 2020 United States state quarter dollar is far more than just a simple piece of change. Whether you're holding a coin in mint condition or have stumbled upon a rare error coin, there's a significant potential value hidden in your pocket change. The legacy of the state quarters program combined with the rarity and condition of the 2020 quarters make them a highly sought-after item in the world of numismatics. Today, we're about to dive into the world of the 2015 United States state quarter dollar, and trust me, this coin is not your typical pocket change. While the state quarter series has been a beloved program for decades, the coins minted in 2015 hold something extra special. So, if you've ever wondered whether a simple quarter could be worth more than its face value, stick around because we're going to reveal just how much one of these quarters could fetch today. The year 2015 was a big year for the US mint and coin collectors alike. It marked another set of coins in the America the Beautiful series of state quarters, with new designs featuring various national parks and historical sites from across the United States. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the series, the state quarters program began in 1999, giving each state a chance to design its own quarter to highlight a piece of its history or heritage. By the time 2015 rolled around, the mint had already issued dozens of state-themed coins, making each new quarter a significant event for collectors. In 2015, 5 new coins were issued, each representing a different state. These coins showcased national treasures like the Homestead National Monument of America in Nebraska, the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, the Saratoga National Historical Park in New York, the Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge in Delaware, and the Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana. Each of these locations is rich with history, culture, and natural beauty, and the coins released that year are a tribute to those who helped preserve them. Whether it's the stunning artwork of the Blue Ridge Parkway or the historical significance of Saratoga, these coins hold a place in American history. But here's where things get interesting. While millions of these 2015 quarters were produced, the value of a coin doesn't just come from its design or historical significance. It's the rarity and condition of the coin that determines its worth in the collector market. And that's where this 2015 state quarter dollar becomes something more than just a piece of pocket change. You might be thinking, how can a quarter that's so widely circulated be worth anything more than 25 cents? Well, the truth is, coins like these are highly prized when they are found in excellent condition. Most of the 2015 state quarters that were used in everyday transactions have been worn down from being spent, carried around, and handled. However, a pristine, uncirculated quarter, one that has been carefully preserved or stored since it was first minted, can fetch a much higher price. These coins are rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money for a piece of history in mint condition. But wait, there's more. What really makes some of these 2015 quarters stand out is the potential for minting errors. Sometimes, during the coin production process, things don't go exactly as planned. This can lead to a variety of unique errors that make certain coins much more valuable than others. For instance, a misaligned die or double strikes can make a quarter stand out in ways that attract attention from serious collectors. If your 2015 quarter has any of these unusual features, it could be worth far more than you imagined. Error coins are highly coveted, especially if they come from a series as popular as the state quarters program, but don't just take our word for it. Let's get into the specifics. So, how much is a 2015 state quarter dollar actually worth? Well, depending on its condition and whether it's an error coin, the value of one of these quarters can go up significantly. While most 2015 quarters in average circulation might only fetch a few dollars or so, an uncirculated, well-preserved quarter could be worth an incredible amount more. Imagine discovering that your 2015 quarter, in perfect condition and possibly with a minting error, is worth as much as $66,000. Yes, you heard that right, $66,000. Now, you might be wondering how you can tell if you have one of these rare, valuable coins. The first step is to carefully examine your 2015 state quarter. Look for signs of wear and tear. If your coin is free from scratches, dents, or fading, that's a good sign it might be worth more than face value. You should also check for any distinctive errors or anomalies. Are there any double stamps, misalignments, or unique features? If so, your coin could be an error coin with significant value. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins, the next step is to have it professionally graded by a reputable grading company. Services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can assess the condition of your coin and give it a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value. Coins that are graded as mint state or in proof condition are especially valuable to collectors, so it's worth getting an expert opinion. The 2015 state quarter dollar isn't just any coin, it's a reminder of the diversity and beauty of the United States. The history behind each design is incredible, and the coins from this year have the added bonus of being part of a limited series. As a collector, owning one of these coins means you're holding a piece of American heritage in your hands, and depending on the condition and rarity of your quarter, that piece of history could be worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 2015 United States state quarter dollar is a coin that has much more value than what you might think. Whether it's the exceptional condition of the coin, the rarity of minting errors, or just the historical significance of the year, this quarter can be a highly prized find for any collector. So, if you happen to have one of these hidden gems in your collection, don't be too quick to spend it. You might just be holding onto a coin worth $66,000. Today, we're going to dive deep into a coin that many overlook, but trust me, this is a coin you'll want to pay close attention to, the 2010 United States state quarter dollar. These quarters might look like any other coins circulating around, but if you take a closer look, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Let's explore why the 2010 state quarter dollar could be worth way more than you think and what makes these coins so special. To begin with, let's take a moment to understand the state quarters program. Launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999, the program was designed to celebrate each of the 50 states, releasing a new quarter every year to showcase a unique symbol, landmark, or piece of history from that particular state. Over the years, collectors have been captivated by these beautifully designed quarters, and the 2010 quarters are no exception. The 2010 state quarter dollar marks a particularly important year because it was part of the final series of the 50 state quarters program. This was the year that we saw the last few states honored in this iconic program, and the coins from this year are a perfect way to cap off what had been an incredible journey for collectors and the public alike. With these final releases, the 2010 quarters featured designs from the states of Wyoming, Washington, and Hawaii. Wyoming's design was inspired by the famous bison of the state's national parks, representing the country's natural beauty and wildlife. Washington's quarter showcased a stunning design with Mount Rainier, an iconic symbol of the state's rugged landscapes and majestic beauty. And finally, Hawaii's quarter celebrated its rich heritage, featuring the renowned King Kamehameha I, a historical figure who united the Hawaiian Islands. Now, it's important to recognize that while millions of these quarters were minted in 2010, not all of them will be worth anything more than their face value of 25 cents. So, what is it that makes these coins stand out in the eyes of collectors? It all comes down to rarity and condition. Most coins from the 2010 state quarter series were circulated heavily, so finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is a rare treat. If you're lucky enough to find one of these quarters that has been well preserved, free from wear, scratches, or discoloration, it could be worth a significant amount more than what it says on the coin. This is where collectors start to get really interested because the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that have remained in mint condition or have never been in circulation are much harder to come by, which drives up the demand and, in turn, the price, but it doesn't stop there. Coin collectors are particularly drawn to error coins, and if your 2010 state quarter features any kind of minting error, then the potential value could skyrocket. Error coins are highly sought after in the numismatic community because they're unique. Sometimes, coins are struck with misaligned dies, double stamps, or unusual features that make them stand out from the rest. These rare variants can make a seemingly ordinary quarter worth a lot more than its intended value. Imagine finding a 2010 quarter with a minting mistake that collectors are clamoring for. It could push its price far beyond expectations. For example, errors like off-center strikes, missing or partial designs, or coins with double dies are incredibly rare and valuable. Collectors are always on the lookout for these one-of-a-kind coins, and if you happen to have one in your collection, you could be sitting on a treasure. In addition to errors and minting quirks, there are also certain special versions of the 2010 state quarters that are worth more than regular circulating coins. The U.S. Mint often releases proof versions of these coins, which are specially made for collectors. These proof coins have a distinctive mirror-like finish and are produced in limited quantities. Their exceptional quality and limited availability make them highly valuable. If you have a proof version of the 2010 state quarter, particularly one from a special set, you might just have a piece that's worth much more than face value. So, how much could a 2010 state quarter dollar be worth? Well, depending on the condition and any unique features it might have, the value of these coins can be substantial. While most of these quarters might only fetch a few dollars in good condition, a quarter that's been carefully preserved in mint condition, or even better, one with a rare error, could be worth a small fortune. You could be holding a coin that's worth as much as $74,000. That's right, $74,000. Can you believe that for a coin that was minted just a decade ago? Now, you might be thinking, how do I know if my 2010 state quarter is worth that much? The first step is to carefully inspect the coin. Look for any signs of wear or damage. If your quarter looks almost brand new with no signs of circulation, then it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. You should also look closely for any minting errors. Those are the big money makers for collectors. If you think you have a rare coin, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable grading service. Companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can assess the value of your coin and give you an accurate idea of its worth based on its condition. The 2010 United States state quarter dollar is more than just another coin in your pocket. It's a piece of American history, a limited edition collector's item, and potentially a rare treasure. So, if you have one of these quarters in your collection, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than the 25 cents you thought it was. Today, we have something that might just surprise you, a coin that's been around for a little while but could be worth a lot more than you expect. We're talking about the 2019 United States state quarter dollar, a coin that many overlook, but it could be hiding in plain sight in your collection. So, if you're curious about how much a simple quarter could be worth, stick with us until the end, because we'll reveal the shocking value this coin could fetch today. To understand why the 2019 state quarter dollar is worth your attention, let's take a quick look at the history behind the state quarters program. This incredible series started in 1999, with the U.S. Mint releasing 5 new state quarters every year, each one celebrating the unique heritage, history, or landmarks of the 50 states. It was a huge hit, capturing the imagination of collectors and the general public alike. By the time 2019 came around, the series was winding down, but that didn't stop the new coins from being highly sought after. The 2019 state quarter dollars were the last in the America the Beautiful series, which highlighted national parks, historic landmarks, and other iconic locations across the United States. The 2019 quarters honored 3 distinct places: the River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho, the Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho, and the Weir Farm National Historic Site in Connecticut. Each design was a stunning tribute to America's natural beauty and historical significance, giving collectors a wonderful opportunity to celebrate these incredible places. For example, Idaho's design features the breathtaking River of No Return Wilderness, with images of rugged landscapes and the mighty Salmon River. The coin represents one of the most remote and unspoiled wilderness areas in the U.S., and the design captures the essence of the state's natural grandeur. Meanwhile, Connecticut's quarter features the Weir Farm National Historic Site, a place known for its history in the American art scene and its stunning landscapes. These designs aren't just simple images, they're pieces of history captured in metal, making each of these coins special. Now, you might be wondering why we're making such a big deal out of the 2019 state quarter dollar. After all, it's just another quarter, right? Well, here's the thing, while millions of these quarters were minted, not every one of them will be worth much more than 25 cents. However, when it comes to coin collecting, it's all about rarity, condition, and sometimes, the elusive minting errors that can make certain coins stand out. That's where the value lies. The key to the value of these coins is their condition. Coins that have been kept in perfect or near perfect condition, without wear, scratches, or discoloration, are far more valuable than their circulated counterparts. If you have a 2019 state quarter dollar that's been kept in a safe place, away from everyday use, it's likely worth more than its face value. Coin collectors and investors are always on the lookout for coins that have been well preserved because the better the condition, the higher the demand. But there's more to it than just condition. Minting errors are a huge deal in the coin collecting world, and the 2019 state quarter dollar is no exception. Some of these coins may have been struck with slight errors or misprints that make them far rarer and more valuable than standard coins. Whether it's a double die, a misaligned die, or even a coin with unique features, error coins are highly prized by collectors because they are one of a kind. These errors happen when the coin production process doesn't go exactly as planned, and that can make a particular coin stand out and become a valuable find. For example, if you happen to find a 2019 quarter with a misaligned die or a doubled image, that's a coin you want to hold on to. Error coins like these are incredibly rare, and they can fetch a significant amount on the market. So, if you're lucky enough to have a 2019 quarter with one of these errors, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. So, just how much could your 2019 state quarter dollar be worth? While most of these coins will only be worth a few dollars in uncirculated condition, a well-preserved, error-free quarter could be worth a lot more. In fact, a flawless 2019 quarter, or one with a minting error, could fetch up to an incredible $54,000. Yes, that's right, $54,000 for a single quarter. This is what makes coin collecting such an exciting and rewarding hobby. A small, seemingly ordinary coin can turn into a massive payday if you know what to look for. Now, if you think you might have one of these rare and valuable 2019 quarters, you're going to want to take a closer look. Inspect the coin carefully for any signs of wear or damage. A quarter that looks brand new and hasn't been circulated is a good sign that it could be worth more than just 25 cents. If you notice any unique features, like a double die or any other oddities, your coin might be a rare error coin worth more than you could imagine. The next step is to get it professionally graded. Companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can evaluate the condition of your coin and give you a grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins that are graded as mint state or in proof condition are often the most valuable, so it's worth investing in professional grading if you think you have something special. In conclusion, the 2019 United States state quarter dollar might just be one of the most underrated coins out there. While many people see it as a simple quarter, the truth is, it could be worth far more than face value if you have the right coin in the right condition. Whether it's the design, the rarity, or a minting error, this coin holds the potential to be a valuable asset. So, if you've got one of these coins in your collection, don't be too quick to spend it. You could be holding onto a treasure worth $54,000. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that might be sitting in your collection right now, and you may not even realize how much it could be worth. Yes, we're talking about the 2014 United States State Quarter Dollar. This quarter might seem like just another coin from the State Quarter series, but don't be fooled, this coin could be hiding a small fortune. Stick around, because we're going to explore the incredible value of the 2014 State Quarter Dollar and why it might just be the key to a big payday for collectors. Before we jump into the details of the 2014 State Quarter Dollar, let's take a step back and talk about the State Quarters program as a whole. Launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999, this program became an instant hit. The goal was to release a new quarter every year to celebrate the history, culture, and landmarks of each of the 50 states. This series became a massive success, not just for collectors, but for the public as well. By the time 2014 rolled around, the series was winding down, but the coins from that year were still incredibly special, featuring designs that celebrate some of the most iconic parts of America. The 2014 state quarters honored the states of Tennessee, Hawaii, and Ohio, and each design was a beautiful tribute to these states' unique histories and contributions to the nation. Tennessee's coin features a stunning depiction of the state's musical heritage, with a design that includes a trumpet and a musical staff, representing the state's deep ties to country music and other genres. Ohio's quarter showcases the state's rich history of aviation, particularly with the Wright brothers, who made history with their first flight. Hawaii's coin highlights the stunning natural beauty of the state, with an image of a rainforest and the delicate hibiscus flower, which is the state's official flower. Now, you may be thinking, okay, so these are just normal state quarters. What makes the 2014 edition so special? The answer lies in the rarity and condition of these coins. Although millions of these quarters were minted, finding one in mint condition, uncirculated, and without wear, is a much rarer occurrence. Many of these coins were circulated widely, which means most of them are worn down or show signs of heavy use. However, coins that have been carefully stored and kept in pristine condition are worth much more than their face value. The key to the 2014 State Quarter Dollar's value is the condition it's in. A well-preserved coin, free from scratches, discoloration, or any other damage, is a much more desirable find for collectors. These coins, in mint or uncirculated condition, are significantly rarer than the ones that have been passed around in circulation for years. As the years go by, fewer and fewer uncirculated 2014 quarters are available, and that scarcity boosts the demand among collectors, which drives the price higher. But there's even more to it than just condition. Mint errors are a big deal in the world of coin collecting, and the 2014 State Quarter Dollar is no exception. A mint error occurs when something goes wrong during the coin's production, creating a unique or unusual feature that sets it apart from the standard version. This could include things like double strikes, misaligned dies, or off-center punches. These kinds of errors are extremely rare, and collectors go wild for them. If you have a 2014 quarter with a minting error, that could mean a huge boost in value. For instance, imagine finding a 2014 State Quarter Dollar with a double die or an off-center strike. These error coins are highly sought after by numismatists because they're completely unique and impossible to replicate. The more unusual the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. If you're lucky enough to stumble upon one of these rare error coins, you could be looking at a massive increase in value compared to a standard, uncirculated coin. Another factor that makes the 2014 State Quarter Dollar special is the possibility of special editions. The U.S. Mint often releases proof versions of these coins, which are made with a special process that gives them a mirror-like finish. These proof coins are typically produced in limited quantities, making them much rarer and more valuable than regular circulating quarters. If you happen to have a proof version of the 2014 quarter, especially one from a special set, it could be worth considerably more than the standard issue. So, how much could a 2014 State Quarter Dollar be worth? While most of these quarters might only fetch a couple of dollars in uncirculated condition, a well-preserved coin, or better yet, one with a mint error, could fetch a remarkable price. A flawless 2014 quarter, or one with an error, could be worth as much as $73,000. Yes, that's right, $73,000. This might sound unbelievable for a quarter that was minted just a few years ago, but in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. If you have a 2014 state quarter dollar in your collection, it's time to take a closer look. Inspect the coin for any signs of wear and tear. If it looks like it's never been in circulation and is in mint condition, then you might have a valuable find on your hands. Be sure to also check for any potential mint errors, like a double die or a misaligned strike. And remember, if you're unsure about the coin's value, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services will give you an accurate assessment of the coin's condition and value. In conclusion, the 2014 United States state quarter dollar might just be one of the most overlooked coins in circulation. But with its unique designs, limited production, and potential for errors, this coin has the potential to be worth far more than just 25 cents. Whether it's in perfect condition or has a rare minting error, this quarter could be the key to unlocking a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a 2014 quarter, take a moment to inspect it. You never know, it might just be worth $73,000. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our future discoveries. Keep collecting, keep searching, and who knows, your next big find might be right around the corner. Happy collecting!